Move the buckets out of the way.
Okay. This is Zane Miller's video. There's one participant, there's another participant, there's another participant, and there's another participant. All right, Zane.
And yourself.
Shoot. Oh, and myself, of course.
Do you need to show yourself? Okay.
Me.
Okay.
All right. So today, welcome everyone. It's a bit humid, but it'll do. And the point of today is that I'm supposed to give out 5 items that's supposed to describe my life, or the kind of manifest points in my life. And the first one is this. It is a piece of paper signed by Bill Newman, the mayor of Licking County. And I was about 14 when this was written, so it's decently old. And the point of it is that is when I led the Pledge of Allegiance at a certain point, the legislative body, and this is basically just to confirm it. And it says, "Dear Zane, I want to express my sincere appreciation, blah, 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 blah." And it's just kind of like a reward for leading it, because, you know, the whole autism thing has become kind of significant over the years.
Speak just a little louder so I can hear you.
Has become just a little bit more significant in the years, and this is just a part of the gratitude that the whole county has given me, thankfully. There's many other things in my room and across the house, and even in the newspaper, that kind of prove it, but this is just one of them. And it has my address, my name, the date, May 20th, 2015, signature, and where it was signed, email address, blah, 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 blah. And this just kind of showcases it. Now the next thing, and this is one of my favorites, is this. It is a print of an art piece made by Roy Lichtenstein, or Stein. And we got this when we were at the Tate, which is a modern art museum in London. And and the whole London trip was kind of like a reward for us going to college. And we spent there about a week, I think. And kind of like as a reminder is this thing. Now, it was made in 1963, not the print, but the art piece. And we got it from the gift shop. I was planning on buying a book, but the funny thing is that we could only stay there for about like 20 minutes because it was about to close. In fact, right when we bought it, it closed. So it kind of sucked. But, and what sucked about it more is that there was a Picasso exhibit, and we couldn't go because there was not enough time. And what this kind of reflects is my love of art. Even, in fact, last year I went to art class, Mind the Wasp. And we just talked about architecture, about different movements, from ancient to modern, blah, 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 blah. And I have kept this in my room. I am planning on framing it, but I haven't gotten around to doing it. It's still even still in the plastic. That's how paranoid I am about it. But this does kind of reflect one of my college, what really kind of motivates me, and that's art. I'm not good at art myself. I'm more or less just interested in it. I am planning on, maybe getting better, or getting it, or just, learning more about it. And this is it. Now, the third thing is this. Is a soccer award from 2007, UA Soccer. Apologize. And I was about, it kind of depends if it was before or after August, about 7, I think. And this kind of reflects one of our lives when we're in sports. We me and my brother, who was also with the audience. We had soccer, and we had basketball, and we even had baseball. Kind of tried everything, and I think we were pretty good. But I mean, at some point, I did get hit in the head with a baseball, which wasn't fun. Wasn't injured, but it was fun. And like I said, this kind of reflects when we were, trying out more physical things, and before I really got into more hobby-ish things, kind of like collecting things. I had just pounds and pounds of hobbies. And one of the things, there's a lot of things in my room right now that kind of reflect it. There's a little jar covered in like food stickers because I thought that would be funny. There's just pounds and pounds of Legos from when I was like 8 or something, and we've never gotten rid of it because we just don't want to. And this kind of shows kind of the it's kind of pre-hobby times when we were a little less independent. We're still learning, still middle school, and yeah, it is slightly broken, kind of hanging on a piece of metal, as you can see. I'm not really sure how that happened. It probably just fell off, but there's one exactly like this that my brother owns, which I may also add. Now, the fourth thing, and arguably, once again, my favorite out of these, is this. Is a magnet from San Francisco that has a thermometer installed in it. Which is kind of wrong since we're outside. And so I actually didn't know it still had a price tag behind it. And a funny story, and what kind of makes this, or at least the story that makes this so kind of personal, is that around like, what was it, when we were like 12, 11, Oxford, or Harvard, Stanford, all their names are the same to me. Stanford called us because one of the things that they were interested in, or they were studying at the time, is about like the effects of Asperger's and when a mother has twins. And of course, we're interested in because I'm diagnosed with Asperger's. Well, he has ADHD, and of course that fascinated them. So they called us and said, come on over. We want to study you, or at least we want to throw you into an MRI and see what happens. And of course, we didn't actually have to pay for any of it because they said, well, they'll pay for it, free of charge. And it was fun because not only did we get to have x-rays done, but we just went everywhere. We went to the Redwood Forest, we went to the Gorky Bridge, we went to the wharf, just a big seaport. That part was a little bit disappointing because it was fun just to be there, but there was barely any like seals, as people constantly bragged about seeing, because it was cold. It was around like winter when we went there. No, it was July. Sorry, it was just really just cold or rainy. And it was just a very good opportunity to really look around. And I may also mention one last thing before I move on, or before I say what this kind of represents, is that this was kind of the first time that me and Will have ever been on a plane. And it was kind of fun, which was strange because, I've always been scared of a lot of things. But flying wasn't one of them because I've always wanted to be on a plane when I was young. And I was not disappointed because sometimes when I would look out of the window, I got a window seat. It would just look like heaven. It looks like just a big, never-ending bed. And anyways, what this kind of represents is me kind of, recognizing myself, kind of discovering myself. And this was also around the time when they told me what I had and why I, acted the way I did, why I stutter a lot, why it's hard for me when I'm in social situations to form thoughts because I'm anxious. And it kind of changed my outlook on life, on like how I should live my life, knowing that I'm gonna have problems here and there. And it was kind of a tough time because it was me kind of recognizing, it wasn't gonna be easy. And but luckily I have my loving family with me, and it's just great. Sorry. Now, the very last thing, and this may seem minuscule, but also is decently significant, and that's this. Now, it is 1981. Is a Chevy model, just like an inch and a half long, and what this signifies is me kind of a transition into my life where I'm both kind of recognizing what I have and how I can fit into the world. And one of the things is me finding hobbies, and one of them was collecting cars, toy cars, when I was about like 10 to 13, maybe, just when we were still in school, or maybe within the time when I was kind of entering homeschooling because they thought it just wasn't for me, because I was getting bullied a lot, or the teachers weren't doing that much for me, and I need to kind of take things in my own hands. And this is just one of probably the hundreds of cars I have, which I should probably get rid of because I don't use them anymore. And is with no exaggeration to say I've spent hundreds on these when I was little. And this is when I got money just from chores. I would just rake the yard, I would clean around the house, and I would just spend all of it, just every ounce of it, on these, because I was just so fascinated by them. And as I said, this just kind of signifies me awakening. That's actually the very last thing. So, what this whole thing is supposed to mean is that there's up and downs in life, and even though there are things that I don't know what to say, that kind of push you around and just make you feel like you're nothing. You need to remember you are something, and that you have a place in the world, and that you gotta do the right thing and make people respect you. Even though I've been ish recently, which is probably me kind of recognizing myself a bit more, and overall I just think that this is just, I'm sorry, I can't talk. So to wrap things up, I'd like to say thank you for coming. Thank you very much, my loving family, Mimi, man whose name I forgot.
Mr. Rondo.
That would be you.
Toronto.
Rondo.
Rondo. Mind the birds in the background. But overall, I think this is going to be a very great school season, and I just hope things get better. Thank you for coming.
Yay!
Good job, buddy.
Good job.